My voice is clear to everyone.
Good
Please
evening,
let me
everyone.
know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So let's start the class before wasting our time. Okay, students. So it is our third class, right? We are going to start our second unit. My voice is clear to everyone. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Today we are going to start a topic that is planning. The first and the foremost step in the management. The first and foremost function of management, right? We already studied planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling in a very brief way in our previous two lectures, right? In today's class, we are going to study in depth because the second unit is dedicated to planning on, right? So what do you mean by planning? Planning is nothing that it is a foremost step in the management where you plan your objectives, right? Planning is a fundamental function, management function that involves setting objectives and determining the best course of action to achieve them. Planning is the foremost step and the most crucial step because here you decide your objectives. In planning, you decide your goals which you are going to achieve in the coming, right? It is a systematic process of thinking, defining your goals, deciding the actions needed to accomplish this. Planning serves the foundation of other management functions such as organizing, leading, and running. So, in short, what do you mean by planning? Planning is the foremost step in the management function. First thing. Second point is it helps you to just make the objective, set your objectives and the goals which you're going to accomplish by deciding the actions which are going to help you by accomplish these goals. Right? It is a foundation of your management functions. Because according to your plan, only on the basis of your plan, you are going to organize, you are going to staff, you are going to direct, or you are going to control the work. Right? The plan is the foremost step in the management function. Is it clear to everyone? Please respond in the chat box, right?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking again, and I have disabled the chat box because the students are spamming continuously.
Okay, ma'am. This is clear right now.
Ma'am, in the beginning it was clear, but now it's breaking.
Continuously it is breaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Please give me a minute, right? Make check quality.
Okay, ma'am, sure.
Hello, my voice is clear, ma'am. Please let me know.
Ma'am, it's still breaking.
Still
Yesterday it
breaking.
was fine, ma'am, but now it's breaking.
Is it clear right now?
Ma'am, you're audible, but the thing is the voice is breaking continuously.
Okay. Please give me a minute. I'm taking it. Resolving it. Please.
Okay, ma'am, sure.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, it's audible.
It is clear, right?
Yes, ma'am, now it's absolutely clear.
Okay, fine. Very good students, sorry for the disturbance. I hope my voice is clear right now. Should we start the class? Please host, let me know.
Ma'am, I have disabled the chat box because they're spamming too much. So I'll communicate with you in between if required. So you can start the session, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So, planning, right? We are studying about planning. Planning is just foremost and a fundamental management function, which is a foundation of other management functions like organizing, staffing, directing, and control. So it is very crucial and important because whatever decisions are you going to take, whatever strategies are you going to make, that is going to impact the whole organizing part, controlling part, directing, and so on, right? The first part is objective planning. First is defining goals. Planning establish specific, measurable, time-bound, so that organization or seeks to achieve. If you remember the last class where we studied about the word SMART, your objective should be specific, it should be measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, right? So that can be achievable, it can be achieved by a team, right? It should be relevant. So first objective of planning is to set or define your goal. Second is establishing direction. It provides a clear sense of direction, ensuring that all the efforts are aligned with the organization's vision and mission, right? Okay, what's clear or not, please let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear, ma'am?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much. If anyone is having objectives of planning, first is you have to define the goal. The goal should be SMART. What do you mean by SMART? SMART stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for relevant, T stands for time bound. A goal should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, and it should be achievable, right? Second is establish direction. Planning helps us to give a clear sense of direction in what direction we have to ensure that all the efforts are aligned with the organization's vision and mission. The direction should be clearly defined, and everyone should know their roles, duties, responsibilities, and the effort should be given in the right direction so that the vision and mission of the organization should be achieved, right? Second is reducing uncertainty. You cannot anticipate. Planning helps us to anticipate future events. It can reduce, but it cannot violate, it cannot business. But with the help of planning, you can reduce the uncertainty and be prepared for the risk or changes or challenges that can be upcoming, right? Next is efficient resource utilization. Planning ensures that resources should be utilized efficiently, right? Whether it is time, money, manpower, everything ensures that every resource gives you maximum output, right? So that's why it is important that efficient resource utilization. Coordinating efforts. That every department, every individual, every activity should be coordinated with each other because it is a combination of a team. So that a team should be coordinated in a good and a healthy environment should be maintained. So the planning ensures that coordinating efforts should that all the activities are coordinated with each other, right? Next, facilitating control. Through planning, organizing established benchmarks with the help of planning. Planning gives the direction, gives the knowledge that helps us to establish a benchmark, right? Or standards which are going to be achievable and helps us to measure the performance and control. In the last stage, that is controlling. In that case, it is going to help you the performance, to measure the performance, whether that performance is according to the given standard or there is any deviations. If there is any deviations, then steps should be taken on time, right? So these are the 6 objectives of planning. I hope, students, that it is clear to everyone. After completing the class, last 5 minutes will be given to you so that you can ask your doubts, right? Next is planning process. The planning process typically involves these steps. First is setting objective. The first and most step is in planning is first you have to just set the objective. Objective should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, right? Second, analyze the situation. Situation, you have to do a SWOT analysis. What do you mean by SWOT analysis? SWOT. S stands for strengths, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and D stands for threats. Every organization is affected by 2 parts, internally and externally. Right? Internally means that all the activities which are carried out, which are carried within the organization, that gives you the strength or weaknesses. You are well aware of the organization you are in, that your organization is working in is giving the output that will strengthen the organization or the organization. So you have to analyze the situation. That situation is a strength for you or a weakness for you. Opportunity and threat that give affected by the external factors, right? The factors which is impacting your organization outside or from outside, right? This is not in your control. That factors will either give you opportunity or it will give you a threat. It depends upon the way you are just analyzing the situation. You are taking it as a challenge that will help you. If you're not taking it as a challenge, that depends. For example, online education, or there are many online companies, tech companies which were prevailing, which were just grown up in the Corona era, right? The Corona market rate, and that time that these tech companies was grown up. And Byju's, which was already prevailing in the market, now it's just gone from the market, almost gone, right? So the situation is not so good of Byju's. So this is what the situation, how you are analyzing, how you are planning to impact that, how are you making the efforts to do that, to analyze the situation. So this is what helps you to know, right? So in analyzing a situation, you are actually analyzing you are doing a SWOT analysis, you are checking the strengths, you are checking the weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right? Third is developing assumptions. Planners make a certain assumptions because whatever are you planning today, you are planning for future, right? Achieve that goal in future. After 1 year, you want to achieve, for that you are planning today. So this is what as you are making some assumption according to the future, assuming the future conditions on the basis of which you are making a planning and making the efforts to achieve that target, right? For that you are assuming the market trends which are going to for the coming years, economic conditions, competitors' actions. This is what developing assumptions. Next, what is identifying alternatives? There are several alternatives available in, right? You have to just choose the best one that is going to be feasible for you, cost effective, and gives you a good impact, right? Fifth one is evaluating alternatives. Now there know the pros, positive and negative sides of each alternative. Now you consider the best one, right?
Avneet ma'am,
So,
Avneet ma'am, your voice is breaking continuously. Can you please check your means audio once?
now is it clear, sir?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking continuously. Can you once check this?
Yeah, please wait. I'm checking.
Now.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, did you just share the screen now?
Yeah.
No, ma'am, then it's not visible.
Okay. Give me a minute. I think now is it visible, right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you need to. It's visible, ma'am.
First, please let me know that my voice is clear. Okay, fine. I'm starting planning process. For that, we have to follow the 8 steps, right, students? For that, we have to follow the 8 steps. The first step is setting objectives. As you see on your screen, now setting objective. The first step is to define the objective in the smart way, right? Second, you have to analyze the situation. You have to do the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis includes SWOT, that is strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Strength and weaknesses are affected by the internal factors, internal sources within the organization, right? Opportunity and threats are affected, are given, are affected by the outside the outside the organization. It affects outside, right? Third is developing assumptions. As you all are well aware that while making a plan for anything, whether to compete in exam, whether to do any work, you are planning for your future, right? Okay, after 1 year, I will crack this exam. After so for analyzing the situations of future, right? Next is identifying alternatives. You are well aware there are lots of alternatives available in the market. You have the lots of here in the sense of planning process. You have so much alternatives available. You have the alternatives for making a decision, for making a right strategy, so that you will just see that there are alternative 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in the next step, that is evaluating alternative, you will study the pros and cons of each and every alternative, right? After that, you will formulate, after deciding the best alternative, you will, ma'am, the screen is not visible. Fine. Next slide, please. Next. Bus. Thank you. Okay, fine. The next step, that is your sixth plan, is formulating a plan. After deciding the best alternative, now you will formulate a plan according to the available alternative, right? steps, resources you needed, time you needed, responsibilities involved in ensuring executing the plan. Then you will implement the plan. The plan comes into the action where allocation of resources will be done. You will coordinate the efforts of different departments. And in each step, you will monitor and control. Once the plan is in the motion, the plan is already working, it's going in the, it is in progress, then you will find, if you find any type of deviation while that, you have to change in plan. For that you will monitoring and controlling the efforts, so that if any changes are required, you can make it easily, right? So these are the 8 steps which are required while making a plan. Class, these all are the important topics, right? Ma'am, next slide, please. Types of planning, right? First is strategic planning. Strategic planning means when you're planning for long term, more than 3 to 5 years, right? This is the overall direction of the organization. You focus on overall direction while making a long term process. Planning for marketing expansion or product diversification. It takes 2 to 3 years to come on that stage. For that, you need to do a strategic planning. If you're planning for a long term, for that will give you result after 2 3 years, then it is called a strategic plan. Second one is tactical planning, that is medium term planning, which is related to specific department with specific issues, right? For that, you focus on a specific uh, point or specific target. Then you have to plan according to tactical planning. For example, a marketing plan to increase brand awareness through targeted advertising. So this is called for specific, that you want to advertise for a targeted groups, and what you have to market, you have to just um, enhance the awareness in the public about your brand. So this is called tactical planning. Third one is contingency planning. Contingency planning means that, ma'am, please wait. Contingency planning. Contingency plan gives you the outcomes response of the unforeseen events or emergencies. It is a situational based. If there emergency occurs, then you make a plan. If there is any urgency required, right? So a contingency plan is totally based on situations. The what type of situation will occur, the plan will be planned. The responsibilities will be given according. The plans will be made according to the situations prevailing. Right. Next slide, ma'am, please. Strategic planning, where you plan for future growth and success, right? For example, plan for expanding into new market or developing a new product line. That is called strategic plan. Tactical plans and operational. Tactical and strategic plans are same. This is a more explanation given, right? Next is operational plan. Operational plan is for day-to-day activities, right? These plans ensures that daily schedule is performing well, routine work is doing on a proper, efficient, and effective way or not, right? So this plan is for day-to-day activities. Next slide, please. Corporate planning. This is our last topic of today's class, corporate planning. Corporate planning is a strategic process which involve long-term goals and strategies for entire organization, right? You are not specific to one, you are just focusing on the entire organization. It focuses on aligning the business with its mission, vision, and values while responding to external opportunities, right? So, corporate planning is a strategic process where you develop a long term goal strategies for the entire organization, right? The first step is mission and vision development. In corporate planning, you define or reaffirm the organization missions, right? Whatever mission already purpose you already settled, you reaffirm them, so that you inspire, so that it gives you aspiration, it is inspire you in a way that you will be achievable in the future, right? Next you do is environmental scanning. Environmental scanning means you will go through what is prevailing in the market outside the organization, because there are lots of factors that is affecting your business, whether it is economical factor, legal factor, political factor, social factors. So there are so much external factors which is not exactly in your control, but these all environment factors affects your business, your decision making, your planning. So it is very important that you are well aware of the environment, what is prevailing in the market, what is the market trends, what are the economic conditions, what are the competitions in the market, how your competitor is doing, so that you can access the opportunity or you will face the threat. So it depends how much informative you are, how much knowledge you have of the external factors, that will help you to make a plan, that will help you to take a good decision at the good point of time. If you are not available of the market conditions, you are not available of the competitions about your competitor, that will definitely harm your business in a negative way, because it will be a threat. Because these are the situations which is uncontrollable, which are not controllable in your, so that you have to have good environmental scanning, that you have a good knowledge about the environment in which your business is prevailing, your organization is prevailing, right? Resource allocation. The third is resource allocation, where corporate planning involves to allocate the organization resources, whether it's a capital, whether it's a personal, technological, all resources should be allocated, all resources will be up to date, and that gives you the best result in efficient and effective way. Your human resources should be best, because employees are best knowledge, best skills, best experience, they will give you a best results. You have a good up to date technology that will help to enhance, right? If you have a good amount of capital, that is money, that will help you to do your business effectively. So all the resources should be allocated and used properly. Next slide, please. Portfolio management. Companies often have multiple business units or product lines. Corporate planning helps decide which units should receive investment, which should be divested, and which new areas the company should enter. So, the what the portfolio management explains, that the corporation, that a organization should have a multiple business units or multiple lines. If you are doing a lots of product lines, you have a multiple business, you get the best opportunity that which business is giving you the best result, and now you have to focus more on which business. If for example you are having a B, C, D, and E, five business, right, multiple brands you are prevailing in the market. If A and B is doing best, A, B, and C, for example, A, B, and C is giving you a best results, right? Are you getting my point? That portfolio management means that corporations, you have, for example, you have a five brands, right? You have a business where you are selling a five products, A, B, C, D, and D, right? A, B, C, and D. You what after some times, after some months, years, what do you find that A, B, and C are giving you the best results, right? D and E are not giving that much return. They are not. You are not. That product is not that much giving you the best results. Returns are not so good. So you try, you plan, you decide of that. Now my investment should be made on A, B, and C, not D and E. Because these two products, these two brands, D and E, are not giving that much investments, that much return. So if I will invest more, just that will be a loss for me, right? So portfolio management is just for a corporate planning, helps you decide where you have to invest, where you don't have to invest. Is it clear to everyone? Portfolio management. Next is long term goals. Long term goals means Whenever you are planning, plan for 3 to 5 years. That guides the company's directions, foundation for tactical and operational planning. If you are going for a long term goal, first you have to do a strategic planning, right? In strategic planning, we make a goal that this goal will be achievable between 3 to 5 years. Now, according to that long term goal, you will make a tactical plan, that is a moderate plan, small plans. You will just subdivide it, your long term goals into subparts that will help you to achieve that steps, right? For example, you make a long term plan that after 5 years my position in the market will be increased by 100%, right? My sale will be increased by 100% within a 5 years, or I will introduce 5 new brands of a product. So new 5 brands I will introduce. These type of long term goals you plan. For to achieve that goal, you will make us some small steps, right? You take small steps to go there. For that, you will make a tactical plan. For example, for 1 year I will achieve this, second year, then after 3 years I will definitely achieve my main goal. And you will also plan operational plan. You will also make an operational plan. Operational plan is for your day-to-day activities. Day by day, consistently, by realizing good resources, you will work, and one day you will achieve that your main long-term objective. So long-term goal should be, after preparing a long-term goal, you should be well prepared with your tactical and operational plan also, right? Next, implementation and monitoring. Corporate planning is not just about setting goals, but also about implementing strategies and monitoring progress over time. Are you getting? Corporate planners must continuously evaluate the plan's success and make adjustment as needed. As you are well aware, that plans are made for futures. 3 to 5 years is a very long time, right? There can be many different, for example, law can be changed, rules regulation by government can be changed, or any uncertain activities can happen, environmental factor like tsunami, flood, earthquake, anything can happen which is not in your control, right? So you have to well prepare with the uncertainties. You should have a plan B. You should make a plan, and some points, some topics, some planning should be made in such a way that if you need to change that plan, it should be flexible. It should not be rigid, because conditions that are prevailing in the market is not in your control. It's not in your control. These are uncertainties. So you should always be well prepared with the uncertainties that going to happen in your business. For that, you have to make corrections. You have to make some changes in your planning. So you should monitor on a daily basis. You should monitor on some intervals of time. Implement after implementing the plan. You should have a good knowledge of the market, environment factors like internal factors as well as external factors, so that if you are up to date, you can make a changes frequently in a good way, in a better decision making power, right? Next slide, please. Importance of corporate planning, right? First is alignment of resources. Corporate planning ensures that the resources are allocated efficiently to achieve the company's long term goal. The first and the foremost importance क्या है? The importance is that the resources are used efficiently. You all are well aware that resources are scarce or unlimited is limited, right? We have a limited resources with us. So the resources should be allocated in a proper way, in a proper sense, in a effectively way, so that the company's long-term goals will be achievable in the decided in the prescribed time, right? Second is risk management. Through corporate planning, companies can foresee potential risk and develop strategies to mitigate them. if you have a good team of marketers, you have a good team, you have a good information, up to date information regarding your regarding the environment, so that you can have that risk will be potential risk, and you can mitigate those risks in a given time period. At the perfect time, you will mitigate all the risk that can destroy your strategy. For that, you are well prepared because you have up to date knowledge, you have a best strategies, you have a operational plan, you have a tactical plan, strategical plan. These all plans will help you to mitigate your risk, right? Next is competitive advantage. A well structured corporate plan helps business stay competitive by anticipating market trends and proactively by positioning themselves. In this era, it is very important that you are well aware of the what competition is prevailing in the market and what is the market trend. Because if you don't know who is your competitor and why your competitor is more succeeding, what are the strategies your competitor is using, so you will always be lack. It is very important to have a good knowledge about the market. You have a well structured plan how to beat the competition, how you will anticipate the market trends, so that you can maintain in the organization. It is all the part of your planning, right? That will help you to achieve the competitive advantage if you have a good knowledge of the competition, prevailing market trends, economic environment, economical aspect, resources aspect, every aspect related to your environment, right? That will help you to take the advantage of competition. Next, long term success. Corporate planning ensures that you have a clear roadmap for the future that will help you to achieve your target, achieve your long term success and profitability growth in your business, right? I hope this point is clear to everyone. I request the host, please move to the first slide because some student there was a technical error and student faced lots of disturbance in today's class. So I am just giving a recall of the that topics, that 2 3 topics which was not clear to many students, right? The main topic of today's class is planning. Planning is a foremost and the fundamental management function which is helps you to achieve your objective. Whatever you decide here will help give you the roadmap to the next management functions, that because it is the basis, it is the foundation of other management functions, right? Organizing, directing, staffing, directing, and control. So planning is one of the crucial stuff. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail, right? This is a very common quote which I already mentioned in your previous classes also. So play sorry planning plays a very important role, right? Ma'am, next slide please. For that, first we know the objective of planning. Why we plan, right? First, we set the goals. A goal should be in a SMART sense, that is SMART. S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for relevant, and T stands for time. Goals should have these all the 5 qualities, right? Then you establish a direction. After deciding a goal, it gives you the direction in what direction you have to move, in what direction you have to make the efforts, so that it will help you to achieve the vision and mission, your goals or targets in your organization, right? Third is reducing uncertainty. Planning helps you to mitigate the risk, helps you to reduce the uncertainty many because uncertainty is um, right. It helps you to reduce the uncertainties. You cannot mitigate all the uncertainties by planning, but you can reduce and you are ready for the challenges, so that if any challenge or any risk arise, you can easily come back with that, right? Next is efficient resource utilization. You should ensure that the employees are not wasting any kind of resources like time, human resource, manpower, that is money, capital, technological, every resource should be utilized efficiently, right? Next is coordinating efforts. Coordinating is the essence of management because each and everything in the organization, in the management, is coordinated. Planning is coordinated with organizing, organizing is coordinated with staffing, staffing is coordinated with directing, directing is coordinated with controlling. And then again, controlling is coordinated with planning. How? Controlling is, after controlling, you will plan something, new steps, right? New goals. So we will discuss this in our controlling class, that planning is future movement and controlling is backward, because in past whatever goals you have decided, now you are comparing that, controlling that performance with that set standards, right? So this is what the objectives of the planning. Next slide, please. Planning process. Planning process involves the 8 steps, right? First step is setting objective, that is in a smart, right? Second is analyzing the situation. The situation should be in the form of strength, weakness, opportunity, or threats, right? Next is developing assumptions. You will assume the future conditions on the basis of which you will make a plan. Fourth is identifying alternatives. There are lots of alternatives available. You have to identify feasibility, the one with that is cost effective, that will give you more best results. Next slide, please. Evaluating the alternative. After deciding, after identifying the alternatives, you will see the pros and cons of the alternatives available, and according to that you will evaluate that which will give you the best course of action, that will give you the best result, right? Then you make a formulate a plan according to that. You will take the steps of resources, what type of resources required, how much resources you required, what is a timeline, what are the responsibilities, how will execute, what are the steps, what are the efforts should be taken, right? You will formulate each and everything. You will give us just a roadmap, right? After implementing the plan, you will see the actions, allocate the resources in the best way, coordinates the efforts of different departments, right? You will coordinate with teams, you will coordinate everything. After that, you will monitor and control. After implementing the plan, planning is in due course action. You will monitor that thing. You will control the efforts, right? Monitor and control. If there is any deviation, if you find any kind of deviations, you can correct them timely so that you can achieve your goal in a stipulated time period, right? Next slide, please. Types of planning that I already discussed right now, right? So I hope that all the topics are clear, and I'm really sorry to everyone who is everyone in the class, whether it's host or students, everyone, for all the disturbance. I'll make sure from the next time it will not happen. I don't know what happened today, but I will promise that from the next class it will not happen. So thank you so much everyone for today's cooperation. Thank you so much.